Hello everyone and welcome back to the second episode of our Road to Test Glory with New Zealand here on Cricket Captain 2025. In the last episode, we did indeed, that's right, if you saw the title of the last one, we did actually have a tied test match. It was one of, if not the craziest test match I've ever played in this game. Because of course it has to be, it's a tied test match. Only the third tied test match in the history of test cricket, if I'm right, which is crazy. Nonetheless, that does put our percentage up to 75% because we didn't lose. That's also good. Sri Lanka at 50%. We have England and Pakistan currently dominating, especially England, 9-1. And we take them on in this episode for a 3-test match series. So that's going to bode very well against the number 2 in the World Test Championship right now. India 4-5, struggling a little bit. Even more so Australia 3-5. Bangladesh, West Indies down the bottom with the reigning champions. South Africa dropped all 4 games. Haven't won one yet. Trouble signs for them. All good news for us though. If we can win some games against England, even if we lose one, if we could somehow pull off a 2-1 series win, I will be more than thrilled with that. 1-2 would be okay, not the worst. Getting whitewashed 0-3, which is probably what we are expected to be, is worst case scenario. We can pick our squad But what we can do is pick our squad for the series against Ireland. It is just a 1 test match series, only test match if you will. Nice warm-up game to get us stuck into this English tour coming up. All the sense in the world to try some players out. We might lose some ranking points if we lose the test match, but I think, again, it's like the Zimbabwe test match that we did lose. It actually put us in a better place to go and beat West Indies, or just about, before West Indies couldn't quite square the series in one of the most dramatic test matches you'll ever see. Nonetheless, what I will say before going into the squad is we should actually look at who performed well in the last year across first-class cricket. And there's some notable performances out the gate. Riley Mudford only played 4 games for Auckland, averaged 90. Still early days, I think. We're not going to pick Mudford just yet. But that is crazy in itself. The big one. Bevan Jacobs. He was already great in the game, averaging 59. He now averages 63 because he hit some serious runs. In fact, you can't even see it here because he's played international cricket since then. But I can actually show a screenshot on screen. But Bevan Jacobs hit, I think, 150. And then 2 knocks later, 263 unbeaten. Goodness me. 13 games averaging 63 now. I think he has to make his way into the squad. That is just breakthrough stuff to the next degree. Curtis Heafy also in the mix. 803 runs at 57 as an opener. I don't think he makes it in just yet because we actually do have quite good openers with Reece Maru. But Heafy is knocking the door down. And sooner or later, it might just open for him. Tom Bruce, still one of the most unlucky New Zealanders ever to play the game because he's never played a test match, but averages 47 and he averaged 54 last year. One that you'll all be pleased to see, though, is Will Young, averaging 53 last year. Lots of people cried out for Will Young. Personally, I'm also crying out for Will Young to be in the team. I don't know how, but I'd love him to be there, and he's doing a great job. Got 100, got 550s, averaging 53. Really good stuff there. And it kind of drops off here after, but again, notable performances, obviously, from some players like Mitchell averaging 40, Latham 40, Maru 47, Ravindra 47. All good to see. Matt Henry took the most wickets last year, averaging 19. He was just brilliant, really. And then it kind of drops off. A lot of people averaging kind of late 20s, which is okay. But at domestic cricket, we kind of want to see low 20s. We did see Nathan Smith have a pretty good first-class year, though. 68 wickets at 23. He's also playing other formats as well. So that is something to note. Did just get 5 for 40. Is he playing in England? He is playing in England still, too. Ben Sears, 48 at 27. That was okay. Will O'Rourke, 39 at 24, and he was just exceptional in our last episode. 23 wickets at 21. Pick of the bowlers for sure. I've seen Matt Fisher do well on this game and other people's saves. 39 at 30, so we'll keep an eye on that. Ben Lister did well. First class. Ashok had a really good year. 30 at 23. And I will say this, if we scroll down far enough, also Jameson didn't play a whole lot of games. That is a real big concern for him. Ajaz Patel played 1 game of first-class cricket last year. 60 20s. His own domestic side have given up on him. So it feels like the transition's already been done. It feels like Ashok's walked in and he's going to be now the first choice spinner because he has to be. If Ajaz Patel's not the first choice spinner at Central Districts, then we're in big trouble picking him for New Zealand. So I think that's the way it's going to be from here on out, unless something drastic changes. Lennox is also in the mix as well, 48 at 25. So we've got some interesting picks to make as we pick our squad for the tour to Ireland. It's a really big one. It's a really big one. Here's the thing. Ravindra is probably going to be locked in at number 4, even though he's out of form. His test match form is really good. His other formats, not so much. So he's kind of struggled in the last 6 or 7 months since he last played a test match, because New Zealand have had a big gap here. He's going to sit out of this squad, but he's in the extended squad. He's going to make the 18 to England. We can only pick 13 to Ireland. Same sort of situation for Daryl Mitchell. In a way, he's in decent form. I think he's going to make the team easy, but it was between Tom Bruce and Bevan Jacobs to make the number 5 spot against Ireland, because I want to see one of them in action. It has to be Bevan Jacobs. It has to be 24 years of age. We just talked about the big 263, the big last year he's had. You can't not pick him on numbers at 66 domestically, 75 strike rate. Surely he makes his way in, and so he does. He's going to get a test debut against Ireland. How exciting is that? Let me know down in the comments below, but he is in. He seems pretty good in this game as well. He is going to be in this test match to see how he goes. Nathan Smith, also in the squad. I don't know if he ends up playing, but he is in the squad. Will Young replaces Ravindra, as I mentioned before, because Ravindra is pretty much a lock-in at number 4. I want to see what Will Young can provide in this test match. Mitch Hayes going to replace Tom Blundell, because it looks like Tom Blundell isn't doing the best. And Mitch Hay, on the meanwhile, just got 95 not out versus Sri Lanka, albeit in a T20 game, but still, he looks like he's the real deal coming up. Otherwise, that is going to be the 13. Who's going to make the team? It is a historic test match, this one, because we've actually never played Ireland in a test match ever. So there is actually ranking points on the line by technicality. It is played over the last 4 years, though. So technically, I guess if we don't play them within 4 years again, we lose those ranking points, or that's assuming we win. If Ireland wins, obviously they lose the ranking points as well. But nonetheless, that's where it sits. Quick update on the world ratings. I'll just kind of scroll through them, but you can see Ravindra and Kane on there. Matt Henry on there. Okay, this is the team then. Jameson and Sears will miss out. Feels kind of bad for Jameson just because I want to see where he's at. Just because I want to see where he's at. But nonetheless, I still think I want to see Nathan Smith heading into the England series because he has some pretty good form. Haven't played a test match in this series thus far. He's played before, 2 test matches averaging 48, so not great. Going nearly 6 runs and over. Could get smashed apart by Bazball. So, again, we will see coming up. That's where I want to give him a test in this one. Otherwise, a pretty settled lineup with Will Young obviously making his way at number 4. And as I mentioned before, Bevan Jacobs on debut at number 5 against Ireland here. Glenn Phillips at 7, and so on. And we've got Ashok, who has come in because I want to make sure I do have that spin option if need be. I am going a Seema light in this one. It's going to be very, very dark in terms of clouds on the last day of the test match. But the bounce is average from the get-go. I just thought it would be interesting to see how Ashok goes. I really should be picking him long-term. And honestly, I probably long-term will have Nathan Smith there and then be pulling out Phillips is sort of what I'm looking at if I want to go with Ashok. For now, it's going to be both Phillips and Nathan Smith in the mix. And we'll see if being a Seema light is going to really punish me. We shall wait and see in this one. As away we go. We're at 2 and a bit stars. Ireland 2.5. 5 debutants of their own in this one. Heads is the call. And we've lost the toss and we'll bowl first. Not a good start. Shockingly, Ireland are favourites in this one. Can you believe that? Yep, that's fair to say they are favourites because they smoke us. 4-6-9. Oh my goodness me. Huge innings. That's yet another pitch we've kind of bowled first on and just struggled for any sort of potency to try and roll through them at all. Lots of starts. Look at that. The top sort of 6 all just got going. 41 for Doherty, 30 for Balbirnie, 144 for Joyce. Look at how many plays and misses. We didn't actually drop any, but a lot of plays and misses. 80 from Dixon, and the big moment on 97. Curtis Camphor retires hurt with a fracture, out for 4 weeks. 97 would have made is that his first test century? No, it would have been his 3rd test century. No, he's gone though for 97. He walks off. 97 not out, and he won't be back, I don't think, for the rest of this test match. Big news for Ireland. That's perhaps our only saving grace of this innings, and it's not a very positive one, and we didn't really want to tap in that way. Henry, though, does take 5. 5 for 101. Fantastic stuff from him. This year, averaging 20 on a very flat track as well. Put the Zimbabwe woes behind him. Will O'Rourke, though, 1 for 116, perhaps less potent, and yeah, Nathan Smith, even less so, 1 for 69, just struggle for any sort of consistency with economy, kept getting hammered. Ashok, 2 for 118, that's a pretty tough outing for a spinner. Partnerships all the way down, a big one from Joyce and Dixon, and 60 for numbers 8 and 9. But nonetheless, we're chasing 470. Weirdly, the predictor still has us at 40% chance to win this game. So perhaps the Curtis Campher effect is quite a big one. Oh, there you go. New user record. Highest total for New Zealand in the series thus far. 449. New all-time record against Ireland, obviously, because it's our first innings. Nonetheless, 449 all-outs what we make. Look at that, though. From literally 1 to 8, we make just good starts. No one goes on to make big scores, which is probably the most disappointing stat going around here. Latham, 78. Top scores with Maru 72. Those two yet again 137 at the top. They just solve the problem of the opening combination without Conway edging off and without Latham really getting out very quickly. Both of these two are putting on some really big runs and setting us up all the time, which is great to see. Kane makes a nice 74. He goes with the new ball. So does Bevan Jacobs on debut, also out to the new ball coming in. He got 30 or 43, 4 fours and a 6. Pretty good stuff from him. On debut, Mitch Hay 37, Will Young 32, Phillips 36, Nathan Smith 61 of 81. So is that his first Test 50 actually? It is his first Test 50. Nice stuff there. We don't bat them into the ground, but we make them field 138 overs. Again, pretty flat out there. Tom Mays gets 5 for 119, and Hoey 2 for 133 because Joyce, Dixon, Doherty, and Sterling all had to fill in Campher's overs. So that did give us a run-scoring opportunity, which we were going to take every time. Ireland, then, they lead by 20, but this pitch, starting to break up. Uneven bounce. The wear's pretty average, so that's going to break down pretty soon because it's at the end of day 3 here. No draw. Only 1% chance for a draw, but New Zealand apparently on top. Ripper over catch to finish the innings. 349 all out. 370 to win them for New Zealand. A massive run chase in the last innings. This pitch is erratic. One of those games at the moment where it's like we just don't quite have the potency to run through them because the pitch is just in their favor when they are batting. 6 for 121 for O'Rourke in the end. Henry 2 for 89. Tough when it's not Seamer's pitch, and Ashok was just going at 4 runs and over, so it was hard to consistently bowl him. Just consistent partnerships in the middle. Rock and Mays 88. And we are chasing 370 to win. There was only a 1% chance because I think the last day looks bad. And to be fair, it looks like we might lose this test match. Anyway, let's see then how we can cope in this final innings. And there's that. There is that wrapped up. 163 all out. A massive loss to Ireland. 206 runs. Look, to defend myself, I have a strategy. I'm trying to do World Test Championship points, and I'm trying to test between these games. So yes, I'm bringing weaker teams to Ireland and Zimbabwe. It spun a mile. Hoey takes 4 for 45. Humphreys 2. May is 3. And Joyce even got the wicket of Kane Williamson. The most disappointing one of all, really. Getting Kane Williamson out for his first test wicket. Oh, so gutting. What a test match he had. That was his maiden test match as well. And yep, duck for Young, duck for Jacobs. Maru, the only shining light with Phillips. 58. He was the 6th player out. So, he made half of the runs when he was out at 122. Phillips made 31, and O'Rourke 17, third top score. So that sums up the innings there, just wrecked by spin portion of the game. So Ireland win 1-0. Another disappointing one, I've got to say. Got some serious work to do. We've got a test series against England now. How are we supposed to beat them if we can't beat Ireland? Extended squad announced then, 18 players. Is there any real surprises? Kind of. But then again, 18 players is a lot of players you can bring. I have bought Ajaz Patel in case I don't believe in Ashok for the full 3 test matches. Blundell is back. Pretty much all of the backups are back. Jamieson's back. We've got lots of options. A 3-test match series against England awaits. We did just lose to Ireland, so that bodes rather well, as you can imagine. Can we find a way, though, to do a classic New Zealand play sometimes and lose to a team we should beat, and then beat a team we should lose to? Okay, lots of toing and froing from myself. I don't really know fully who I should be picking here, but this is the lineup I've ended up with, for better or worse. It's very, very SEMA-friendly. Looks it anyway. But the thing that puts me off is the wear's already average. So I don't want to go too heavy on, let's go SEMA-friendly, and then get caught out by the spin. The conditions could improve, and if they don't, they could just spin a lot anyway. So I'm going to leave Ashok in. I feel like long-term anyway, he needs to stay. He needs to try and get more games under his belt and get better. And if he's not going to get better, then we need to bring HS, and we need to try and have a good spinner long-term. We can't just keep getting our seamers to bail us out. Like, it just doesn't work that way, I don't think, for me. Because I don't see Ravindra and Phillips being good enough to get enough spin wickets between them. Worst case, if we do lack an extra seamer, we do have Daryl Mitchell, who does average 130, but he can bowl under the clouds. Either way, we're really just relying, regardless, on the main two right here, being Henry and O'Rourke, because they're just the best bowlers we have right now, and no one really comes close. So regardless, I think Ben Sears could come closest right now to Jameson. I'm going to give Jameson a go. I really need Jameson to come good, I think, for New Zealand to do well in recent times with the list I have of players I have before we get to the regen players who are not yet generated. Anyway, here we go then. Oh my gosh, I've made a mistake. I went down to 2 stars of rating. Oh my goodness, me and England are 4 stars. They have C. Nichols opening the batting. So they already have regen players. Oh man, this feels like a bit of a disadvantage. They've already got regen players. I do not. Harry Brook, Pope, Root, Smith, Bethel. Who's done well this year? Well, no one. Who did well last year? Brook, Pope, Duckett. Oh yeah, Duckett's actually really good in this game, of course. Rian Ahmed. Actually, they've picked 3 spinners. Oh my gosh, they've actually gone more crazy than me. So then again, maybe I'm actually not that crazy after all. I've gone 3 seamers, 3 spinners all up, and they've gone 3 spinners, 2 seamers. So they are really relying on this pitch to rag. And we've won the toss. We've got a bat. It is the best conditions in the first day of the test match here at Lord's as well, mind you, to bat first. Wow, that's actually quite close. Considering we're on 2 stars and they're on 4 stars, to be at 45%, I think we'll actually take that. Well, it could have been better, but it could have been a whole lot worse, that's for sure. Lots of starts. The clouds have come over. It is turning, so my prediction was right. England going to 3 spinners here seems to be the good call. 344 all out, but that doesn't tell the full story because, look at the partnership. 7th wicket, 122. We were 6 for 191. In massive danger of getting rolled for 250 or less. Phillips and Jameson put on a huge partnership. Really good stuff. Lots of starts, though. Latham, 38. Ravindra makes 50, and he gets out. Mitchell, 44. Hay, 30. Jameson, well played, 42. Brilliant innings. With Phillips, 85, the standout. Surely that's his best test score, is it? 87 is his best. 85 it is then. He still remains without 100, but averages 34 despite not doing that. Bashir gets 4 for 78. Gus Atkinson and Wood get 5 between them, though. So it's pretty even stuff. Harry Brook, I didn't realize, bowled 3 overs, and Nichols bowled an over as well. 344. The game would say, honestly, nothing's changed. England is still in front, but we're not behind the game either. So that's really interesting because we are now bowling for a full day under the clouds with turning pitch. England, watch out. But also, are we going to have enough firepower to knock them over? Well, we were getting smashed everywhere, but can you believe it? On 99, we've got Ben Duckett. Oh my goodness me. We got smashed everywhere right at the end of his innings. Oh, I cannot believe it. It's 99. Oh, would you believe it? 468 all out. Oh dear. New Zealand are in all sorts of trouble in this test tour. We are going to get absolutely smoked. We cannot take wickets consistently. Even with the pitchers actually doing what we want it to do, it's just not coming together for us. We did drop Duckett. That doesn't help. He makes 99. I think he was dropped on about 50 or 60. Nichols makes 84, got run out. I'm still a little bit disappointed that we don't get regen players and England do, but anyway, just another advantage they'll get. Pope 54, Smith 30, and Bethel makes 102 not out from number 7. shepherds the tail to enough runs in front of this game where we're pretty much out of it here. So it's just really disappointing stuff. I don't know what to say. I think the bowling figures just aren't where we want them to be. And to make matters worse, Maru doesn't see out the session. The bowling figures were, Jameson got 3 for 122, was actually right up there. The seamers perhaps even better than Henry because of the wickets he took. He got Root, Duckett, Gus Atkinson who got going. Henry did get Brook and Rehan Ahmed, but he struggled otherwise. O'Rourke was just as good as always. Continued to take consistent wickets and cleaned up the tail. Ashok is nowhere. We've got to do something with the spin. He just can't turn it. That's that. 429 all out. Good comeback from New Zealand. There's a chance here. Put on 305 for them to win. Actually, 306 for them to win. 305 for a tie, of course. Surely not another one. What an innings, though, from Kane Williamson. He puts himself back on the honours board at Lord's. We didn't have one in the first innings, but he gets a second ton on the board in the second. 164 off 304. Brilliant. 24 boundaries. Puts on 136 with Latham, 123 with Ravindra, and 65 with Daryl Mitchell. And we do enough to put on a score. I thought, honestly, when we lost Maru, I was like, this is the game. We're just going to get knocked over. Bashir makes 8 for 144. So, fair play to him. Spin takes 8. Rehan doesn't get one. Mark Wood gets 1. Atkinson 1. We did pretty well to survive the seam, given all conditions, but it looks like it's turning because Bashir's doing very well. Lots of starts again here. Latham makes 81. He's just been in phenomenal form across the series, actually. In real life, he's doing much worse than this. This is his real life stats. There you go. Averaged 26 ever since we've had him. He averaged 58 last year. Now he's averaging 54 this year. So he's having a comeback of sorts, and we are all about it. Last year, averaged 28. Probably his worst test year ever. And this year, back up to 65 with that ton. Much needed. The game was on the line, and he delivers. Ravindra, yet another 50. I think that's back-to-back 50s in this game. Mitchell, 32, 27 from Hay. He really hasn't kicked on, but he's not doing too bad, of all things considered. If we get runs elsewhere, we'll take the 20s and 30s that he gets at the moment. Jameson chipping in as well. All we need. Can we defend 306? Let's take a look what the game thinks. Quite even, though. We are favourites. Definitely favourites, but not by a whole lot. And honestly, I don't back us. Even with the sharp turn conditions, I do not back us to do this. Because England are very, very good, and our bowling attack has just not quite been at our best. But can we find a way? Would you believe it? We're 3 wickets away. Last session coming up. The draw is still possible. Could just rain the last session. If it does, we'll be honestly heartbroken. We've come back. England should be miles on top of this game. But somehow, O'Rourke has come alive. 6 for 45. Oh my goodness me, what a spell. He tore through the top order. They were 4 for 28. Nichols being the saviour, but he goes for 65. O'Rourke picks him up, would you believe it? Jameson with 1. Henry's got none, but he's bowling well. 1 session for an unlikely win at one stage in this test match. And who am I kidding? It's not raining. It's beautiful sunshine. Oh, no. I think we're going to run out of time. It's the last over. England need 25 off 6 balls. I actually thought they were going to chase it down. I was so busy trying to defend the runs, I forgot about the time. But I'm down to 1 wicket anyway. O'Rourke can bowl it. He's got 7 for 100. Let us go every ball here. 6 balls. England need 25. Sliding down. 5 to get. 5 balls left. They're going to pinch 1. So Atkinson will be on strike, which is good for them. Blocks it out. 3 balls. Defends it again. 2 balls left. Should be a draw in this match. He leaves it. Last ball of the test match. And he blocks it out. It's going to be a draw. Well, now you're going to tell me. The game's done. Should I take the new ball right now? Sure. I'll take the new ball. What does it matter? Game's over. Oh, what a test match. And yet again, New Zealand. What a classic. How do we keep doing this? Anyway, here it is. New user record. Best bowling in an innings. 7 for 101. Will O'Rourke. Fantastic. Best bowling in a test match. He gets a 10 for the first time, I think. 11 for 226. And that's also Bashir. Will O'Rourke gets on the Lord's honour board. Stop telling me we've taken the new ball. The game is over. What a test match, though. We rolled through them. We should have been sailing home. But that's the value of all-rounders, right? Rehan Ahmed gets 81 off 104 to bring them back to potentially win the game. With Gus Atkinson 64 not out. They lost a couple of wickets and all of a sudden they were looking like losing the game. But no, they just hold on for a draw, England. Kane also the highest score in the match to bring New Zealand back. Without that, we were toast for sure. It's 0-0. Championship points go down the drain for both of us. We lose 3 points each, us and England. That's actually the first draw, believe it or not, of the entire championship thus far. Round 2 then of the series. We're actually now ranked 6, so as if this mismatch isn't going to get any bigger. After nearly winning that one, and in some ways nearly losing it, we've made just the one change. It does look like it's going to be a lot of Cloud this time. Does really play into our hands, of course, because we've got nice 3-seamers who have been doing pretty well. Having said that, it's mainly O'Rourke, who got 11 in the match. Last year, Jameson averaged 58, but Jameson also hit runs with the bat in the last innings, and I feel like I need someone at number 8 who can at least bat a little bit. Otherwise, it feels like we're just going to capitulate completely. Anyway, for now, I'm going to stick with Jameson, and I'm going to bring in Ajaz Patel for just, I think, his second or third test match in England. Ashok just hasn't quite been as potent at all as I would have wanted him to be. Averaging 132, striking at 204. Either way, he's going to take a seat on the bench for now, and Ajaz will come in. I just feel like with the bounce being average, the way that England are picking their team, we probably should have that proper spinner in the mix. That's what I'm thinking. Can we do it again, though, is the real question. We're 2.5 stars. That's an improvement. Is it an improvement from rank 6 to rank 2, though? I don't know. Nichols is now averaging 74 with the bat. And they have gone more seam. Have we gone the wrong way, then? Because they've dropped all of their spinners. And they've got Laws, Atkinson, Wood, Tongue. Strong batting list from England, it really is, especially when you replace Crawley, and he now averages 74, the new Crawley. We knew we were going to get lucky with our tosses. Not today. Not favourites in this one. Definitely not favourites. The draw's already out, though, at 1.5%, so you never know. Maybe we can draw this test match, force a decider in the last one. But England, 83% chance to win this one. Last wicket falls, and England are rolled for 200 all out. Would you believe that? Because Jameson comes alive. Oh my word. 6 for 42. His best test match figures. Fantastic stuff. Age 32. He's been through his injury woes. Has struggled to take wickets. Last year, 58. This year, about the same in the first test match. I think it was 40. But he's come alive in this one. He has replaced Will O'Rourke and he's doing... he just tore through them. Goodness me. Calamity for England. Great news for New Zealand. That's exactly what we want to see. Bet the win predictor didn't see that one coming. Here we go then. England only get 200. It is great batting conditions right now. It's only going to get worse throughout the test match. 247 projected. England's still in front, but not by a mile anymore. Jameson's bowled for 25, but we're going to take this big time. 357 all out. It is a test match century for Tom Latham again. Not so long ago he got one. Look at his form in this series. It's been top notch. And yet again, he makes a test match century here. That's his second against England, his 15th overall. His test match average goes above 40 for the first time in a long time. Kane Williamson, 72. They put on 163. Mitch Hay gets 43. Atkinson gets 4. Laws gets 4. But we do pretty well overall to blunt their new ball attack till later in the innings. And this day is dreadful for batting today. Look at this. The bounce is already uneven as well. A nightmare situation for England. And guess what? The predictor has swung in our favour. 314's their projected score, which leaves us 150 in the last. Can we keep them to that, though? Yes is the answer, kind of. They lead by 151. Goodness me, it looked like they were going to get so much more as well. It's another 5-wicket haul for Jameson, who ends up with 11 in the match. That must be, yep, his second test match 10 for his first since coming back from injury. Just phenomenal. Ajaz does get a key wicket of Nichols on 70. He gets dropped in the gully on naught, Nichols. He could have made 0. He makes 71. I will also mention, because I forgot to mention this, Tom Latham should have been out, LBW, on like 30 or 40, but it was a no ball. It probably swings both ways, the luck in this test match here. Henry gets 2, O'Rourke gets 2. Jameson gets the 2 key wickets of Pope and Brooke, who were looking very good. Nonetheless, yes, Harry Brooke gets 120. He just was brilliant, honestly. He was scoring so fast, it was really hard to stop him. But in the end, New Zealand knock over England and only need 152 here to win this test match. Honestly, in the best batting conditions for the rest of this test match, because it's only going to get worse. It looks terrible. New Zealand, 80% chance to win. Well, not where we want to be, but it is a thriller here. 17 to get. 2 wickets in hand. I don't know if we can be on the other side of this one here. 11 to get. Matt Henry cuts it away for 4. It was in the air. He nearly gets there. 6 to win now. And he's gone bold, Rook. Ajaz has to see out that last ball, and he does. 4 to win, Matt Henry. He's done it. New Zealand win by 1 wicket. Oh, would you believe it? What a series this is becoming. Every game. 3 absolute thrillers in a row. In the World Test Championship, New Zealand win by 1 wicket. Matt Henry steers the ship home. Can you believe it? I thought we were cruising to a victory there. At one stage, we were 1 for 71. Cruising along, pretty much halfway to the target. 1 wicket down, and then the collapse. And it went very, very fast. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear. Wow. What a game. What a game. What a series we're having, everyone. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. This is outrageous. At some point, it's going to go against us, and that's why I've got to celebrate while it doesn't, because we've won an absolute classic yet again. The bowlers have to bail us out, and they do. Matt Henry, we were 8 for 124. England was sniffing victory. But anyway, we snatched it away from them right at the end. Player of the match goes to Jameson. Really, really tough to bat towards the end, and somehow New Zealand have done it. We've eked out a win against the number 2 side in the world. We're number 6. This is why I say World Test Championship points mean everything for New Zealand. Losing to Ireland, losing to Zimbabwe, it hurts. But it doesn't matter. If we can beat England, it doesn't matter. That is just the second loss of the entire Test Championship for England, who are 9-1, or were 9-1 going into the series. And just a reminder for the series here. The last series we had out against England, same sort of series, was the introduction of Bazball, where they Bazballed us 3-zip. And here we are. We are now 1-0 up in the most extraordinary circumstances. We cannot lose the series. We can only tie it. A series victory for New Zealand is extremely rare. I think we've only done it twice in our entire history. Can we find a way to win it in England? Third test match then at Leeds. No changes needed. I mean, it's a winning side. And honestly, we just have to have faith that Ravindra is going to come good, which I definitely think he will. And Mitchell will come good? Question mark. As he gets older, we get more and more questions on whether he's going to be good enough. Last year, though, he averaged 41. And this year, it's 25, so it's not been as good a year, but we've got to still have the faith, I think. Until next summer, we'll probably re-evaluate where he is at, because this is our last test match until October. This might be the final match of the episode here as we split the year in 2. We've got so many test matches this year, so I think I might genuinely consider doing that. No changes. Seam looks really good on day 1, still very, very good in day 2, and then less so by days 3, 4, and 5. We go again. We need to probably be bowling first on this first day, I would say. Crawley's come back. That is a shock. I cannot believe they've done that. Nichols had a very good test match. We've had very, very difficult times to try and get him out. And yet, England have recalled Crawley. What are they doing? That is crazy stuff, if you ask me. Nichols was averaging 70 going to the last test match. Crawley now 31. They have brought Bashir and Leach into the mix, though. Obviously, Bashir didn't play in the last test match. Just 2 seamers. Very different look side. Heads is the call then for New Zealand, and we've won the toss. We're going to bowl, thank you. Yet again, the predictor does not favour me. 77% chance for England to win this one. 316 all out. Not too bad. It could have been better, I feel, in patches, especially given the fact that we had pretty good weather to try and bowl them out in. Being sent in, I think England won't be too disappointed making 316. And it looked pretty decent at halfway. 109-run partnership between Brooke and Smith. And again, just the tail chipping in just enough. Bethel did a pretty good job to drag it out. He gets 50. Brooke 74, Smith 70. And we demolished the top order again. We've done pretty well at that all series. Feels like that, if anything, if we do go on to win the series, that will be the reason why. Because those are some pretty good run scores at the top. Joe Root's been very quiet. The seamers again go to work. O'Rourke, none, but Henry does get 4. 4 for 86. Jameson, 3 for 85. He is just, again, it feels like he's come to life after that last test match. Great to see. And Ajaz Patel, after it gets a bit tricky for us, bowling some spin, going at less than 3 runs and over against Bazball, getting 3 crucial wickets. So all very good wickets there for us to get. 316 on the board. It does feel like England are in front. 20% chance. We're a decent way behind this test match, I think. Interesting times for New Zealand here. 448 for 4? What is happening? Heading into day 4 here, New Zealand have just battered the house down. This is crazy stuff. Tom Latham 70, Kane 169 of 357 balls. He makes another test ton. His 35th, and he's past 10,000 runs. I didn't even realize he's past 10,000 test match runs in that innings. He is the king of New Zealand batting. You just can't beat that. That is crazy stuff. Daryl Mitchell also scores 100. There was a bit of pressure in this series. I talked about reevaluating where he's at, and he makes his 7th test century. Under the pump, and they put on monstrous partnerships here. 140 between Tommy and Kane, 56 between Kane and Ravindra, and 163 between Kane and Mitchell, and now 69 between Mitchell and Hay. We're 132 ahead. The pitch is wearing. It's turning. It's turning quite big. But the spinners are bowling and not getting a lot of wickets, which is a real concern. How do New Zealand play this, though? Because the draw is at 10% here. We don't want to give England a draw. We want to try and get the points out of this. We want the 70% chance to win this game here. So I think we're going to be a bit more aggressive with our gameplay here as we move into the last 2 days of play. Honestly, we could just bat once and send it back in and say good luck. Ajaz gets bowled here for 5, and, well, it turns out the collapse comes and it doesn't matter. We make 495, highest user score in the series against England for New Zealand, of course. Fantastic stuff. I think Kane also did that. 495 all out then. Turns out, yep, it is spinning quite a bit. So we don't mind too much getting bowled out in the manner that we did. We're 180 runs ahead. And look at that. England, 18% chance to win, but 13% to draw, 70% our favour. Ugh, it's not great. 345 all out, 167 to win. I don't think we've got enough time. Having said that, the predictor says we do. So, okay, that should be interesting. It is sharp turn, though. There's a lot going on out here. Not sure about this game. Not sure about this chase. Tea on day 5. 1 session left, 114 to get. It might not seem like a big deal to try and win this game. It's getting pretty nervy here. 31 to win, 15 minutes left. Not nervy in terms of losing the game, but nervy in terms of can we win it? We need 2 runs per minute. And it's not going to happen. 2 overs left. Goodness me, 2 overs to get 30. We can try and go ball by ball here and see what happens. But I dare say that I think our ship has sailed on this one. Oh, dear. Can't quite get the win in the end, I don't think. That'll be 4, though. 21 off the last over. And Kane Williamson is on strike. Do we dare to believe and dream? It's a 6! It's into the ground! 15 off 5 for New Zealand. Oh, and I think this one will be out, though. 15 off 4. Yeah, it will be. Who has the highest strike rate? I think it's Glenn Phillips, isn't it? It's got to be Glenn Phillips, I think. Highest strike rate player. Gonna go for it. 15 off 4 here. GP then. He hits a 6! 9 off 3 for New Zealand. 8 from 2, though. Ravindra needs a boundary. And he plays and misses, and we're gonna draw the match. Oh, just when you thought we had some hope. Not to be. What another classic again. We're having all these draws, but man, are we producing such good test matches to watch. Oh my goodness me. Disappointing to have another draw because we lose more points to the void, which is not really what we want. Just batted too slowly, I guess, in the beginning. Latham 62 off 120. Maru was very good for 43. Kane 37 off 79. Kind of just crept around the end of the game. Just didn't quite have enough gas in the tank to get the job done. I probably should have gone harder earlier. Lots of learnings, but it's disappointing. We did lose 2.5 hours to rain, which doesn't help across the test match. If that doesn't happen, we cruise home here. I will say this. I'd take a series win against England every day of the week. 2 draws in there, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. We win by 1 wicket. We could have arguably lost that game, very much so. And you could argue, actually, we deserve to win both of the draws in this test series. So, you know what? In the end, we nearly end up winning the series 3-0 against England in their home conditions. Crazy stuff. We are 63%. We drop England's win rate from 90 to 74. So, you know what? Successful series for us there. Pakistan's still top 4-0, but they've only played 4, so they've got plenty of work still to do yet. But then, it's going to be our home summer. 20th of June right now. We're simulating forward to the 22nd of October then. How will the championship look like then in a few months' time? And this is the answer. Pakistan is still top at 77%. They've won 7, lost 2. England 10-4 with 2 draws obviously against us at 66%. We are in 3rd. This is as good a start as we can ask for, really. Yes, we would have liked to have converted those 2 draws into 2 wins, but still, you know what? We could have had a whole bunch of losses, and we've had 0 World Test Championship losses despite losing to Zimbabwe and Ireland. I will definitely take that every day of the week. Sri Lanka just behind on 50-50. Australia still on 3-5. They haven't played much more, but they're going to have to look to beat us because they are down in the dumps at the moment. But before we get there, we have India. Where are they actually currently sitting? In 5th. Can we beat India as well? We'll have to wait and see. But what a test series that was, everyone, against England. We can't ask for much more than that. This series is definitely looking up. Our bowling attack is strong. Our batting is coming together. Can we defeat India at home in the next episode? We'll just have to wait and see. But that is going to be it for today's episode, everyone. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content for Cricket Captain 2025, because I'm having a whole lot of fun with this series. I hope to bring many, many more episodes of this. Who knows? Are we on the Test Championship run that we want to be on? So far, the answer is yes, but can we keep it going? Consider becoming a member to help support the channel. And until the next episode, everyone, take care.